Hello and welcome back. We are on episode 126 of our Oxygen Not Included All Achievement Run. In this episode, we are going to finish up our cooling loop. We're going to watch this awesome Volcano Tamer start doing what we want it to, which is cool down all of this magma and give us some really good amount of igneous rock. We're talking tons here. I'm thinking it said about 12 tons if I was looking at this online. Good old Reddit providing some good information for us there. The other thing we need to do is finish up the brine tank so we can keep sending extra piping of brine directly down here to the, what do you want to call it? The liquids over here, or liquids, the desalinators, my goodness. Anyways, so we are going to finish up that in a minute, and then that should really help keep this water filled up. Right now we don't have a ton of water coming through. We have a bit backed up down here, so we could just send it right into this, but we may change this and make it look better. I'm not sure exactly what the best way for that would be, but we'll just start there, right? One section at a time. So we're going to get going. We're going to get a little bit more water in here. Let's deconstruct this. We're going to put another bottle emptier all the way up here. This is going to work for two things. Number one, it's going to work so we can drop more polluted water directly into this section to help remove some of the oxygen that's sitting inside of here. We may need to open this up a bit further, but we'll see how that goes in a moment. Let's change some of this to a higher priority, right? Much better. Another thing we're going to do, we are going to launch Apollo here shortly. I think it is Apollo. Do we have the food? Yes, lots of food. Don't have a lot of power, but that's all right. Which one is it? It's this one, I think, right? Apollo, yeah. All right, crew, and then let's get ready to launch this out so we can get some more stuff going on here, get some more research. We're gonna go probably right about in this region. That way we can look at what's going on, figure out what these question marks are, the different objects, and that will be about it. We've gotten pretty far. Yeah, looks great. So while they're doing that, let's also take a look over here. How does the temperature look in here? Okay, so it is getting colder and colder, which is good. That's what we want. We want it to continue to lower in temperature. I'm thinking it might be worth it to change the way that some of this is working. Kind of like getting rid of these buildings right here. And then putting a ladder, right? That way we can easily move some coal over from one area to the next, right? Yeah, we do need to change some of that up. How's it looking down here? Let's look at the temperature. Okay, so this area is starting to really cool off, but look at that. Crude oil is still at about 81, 82 degrees on both sides. So we really need to start cooling this off. And I think it is about time we open this down here, and let's get another one of these thermo aquatuners set up. What is this going to? Okay, so we could probably add another one. We'll have to figure out where we want to place that. But because this is what? Let's look at the power requirements. It is 1200. It's not enough. On this one line, since we have 1680 on there already. So, okay, let's just let it roll. We'll focus on that in a minute. I really want to start closing this off so we can have the loop added to this here. And then let's remove the debris. Just move this over here, right? And then we can move it up to a little bit faster since we're moving right along nicely. Okay. And then we sent our crew up here. Let's go on the interior. Did we get Hassan? We did. We're going to unequip the suit. Let's check the oxygen. Oxygen looks okay. Let's check our location. We are going to go right over here. We have range of 20 tiles, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. 8 there and 8 back. Right? Okay. Let's go back to our rocket and launch. Huh, man, that's so satisfying. Building melted, insulated tile. That was too hot, and it was made out of obsidian. What? Whew. Okay. Yeah, we are going to have to move the rocket way up here into the vacuum so this doesn't do that anymore. Look at that. We made magma. That's how hot that stuff got. Crazy. All right. Who's trapped? Someone said they were trapped. Where are we trapped? Oh, okay. 1, 2. There we go. All right, Dom. There you go. You should be fine now. Okay, our carbon skimmer really worked. We had a little bit of, issues with the carbon, but now that's kind of dissipated. We're going to let a bunch of this carbon dioxide flow through here. Let's kind of equalize that out across the board. We don't want it to go even further. We want to just drop right in here, and then the carbon dioxide takes care of itself. Okay, we need this to be built like all the way. Well, let's just take a look. This is 35 tall. And how tall is this? 40. Okay. And then 9. Okay. Yeah, we definitely need to move this like up here. Okay, let's turn that off. Let's just measure that again. That is 41. 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 11. So we're going to build it 4 tiles higher. We're going to make it out of steel. There we go. No, we're not changing that to copper. That's going to be steel. And then we are going to build this here and just kind of dig right out to that one. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Now that that's set, let's change this to polluted water. There we go. All right, let's go over here for a moment. We don't really have a lot of polluted water. We only have a little bit over here, so we might just need to keep doing that. There we go, grams, a bunch of grams. Okay, let's take a look at our magma coming out of the volcano. We've got 6 cycles until we get enough to start cooling it down. We have a little bit over 600 kilograms per tile. That should be plenty since we have the extra tiles on the side. What do we have here? Okay, we have our polluted water in this loop. We haven't turned this on. Oh, we have turned it on. Okay, that's great. It's kind of what we were hoping for. Okay. So they'll start building this rocket platform. We're just going to move it right up and then change this layout since we don't want to keep doing that. That's for sure. Okay. It's looking great. Okay, we also want to do some regular water Okay, dropping some polluted water in here. It's not enough yet. Let's see, what do we have? Pinch of pepper seed, why not? Okay, so what we also need to do is we need to stations and farming station. You know, I really wish you could flip this around and look at the other way. That's the only building that drives me nuts, that we can't flip it around and put it the other direction. Okay, well that is good. What are we doing over here? Okay, they've got that completed. Got that completed. We have 360,000 calories. We may want to put another refrigerator on here. That way food does not go bad. Okay, all that's fallen. Let's do something similar to the one right next to it. We're gonna have another one of those. Yeah, we'll need some more steel. So let's do one of these. We'll just put it right here. Make it out of iron. And then we're going to do conductive wire. Go straight across and down. Okay, that gives them something to do. Okay, we're building our gas pipe. We're building all of our wires. Okay, we can get all of this. There we go. We do have a lot of water in here, just kind of laying around. Okay, so look, we have regular water in this one, so we may need to deconstruct this one right here so the oxygen can escape, because we have carbon dioxide in here, right? So for that to escape, we need to open it up. And that's going to be a higher priority. And then once that's done, and we have water or polluted water in each of these. Oh wait, what do we have in this one? Water, water, and water. Okay, we don't need to do that anymore. All we need to do is change this to, we'll do 1, 2, 3. Okay. High priority, please, and then we're good. Let's, no more, and no more. Since we have water in each of these, it should be fine now. Okay. Come on. Not sure why they're not taking care of that, but that'll be done in a minute. Idleness. Why are we idle over here? We should not be idle. There we go. Yeah, nobody gets stuck. Let's take a look at the star map. Okay. Doing great. Let's just look at the asteroid, or not the asteroid, let's look at the rocket. What are we doing? Max gas pressure, hungry, we have food. Good, all right. We have no issues then. Okay, we're making our conductive wire so we can get power, and then we can send all of our wonderful grub roots directly up top. Grub root. And then let's copy that for the other one. That should really help us out. Okay, let's go up here, check on our volcano. Okay, 5.1 cycles until we are continuing everything that's going on. Okay, this was done. Now let's pause for a moment. Go down. No, we're just going to cut the wire first. Yeah, I think so. Let's cut the wire first. Okay, cut this wire second. Go down. And then this is going to be the same. Now we're going to keep running, probably forever. It's going to create a little gap, but it should be fine in the long run since we have the reservoir here. This is going to fix that gap later on. Right, so now negative 56 goes in and out. Look at that, every single one of these is getting colder and colder. So having two of them right next to each other is very effective, especially since we want all of that to stay nice and cold. We're at negative 39, and then we're coming out at negative 64, negative 63.9, right around there. And when this starts up here, when this starts to get colder or warmer from the magma, I think that it's going to really help keep the cold on all of these different things. So yeah, we definitely want to keep everything nice and cold. Okay, lots of slime. You know, if we want to increase our chances, we probably could put another Wheezewort in here. Only thing I'm worried about with having that Wheezewort is the temperature, so we are going to change this a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna change these right here, so that way it keeps them warmer than what we currently have. Okay, so we've started all this. Yeah, we'll do one at a time. Then we do you, then we do you. Next. Next. Oh man, that's funny. Perfect. Okay, let's pick up all of this. Didn't we have a location? Yeah, we have sweep only. There we go. Oh, they're stuck. There we go. Now they won't be stuck anymore. No, don't do that. Okay, we do have power. Let's get some iron in here. We'll do, I don't know. Let's do 10, right? No. We won't do that yet. We need to get our crude oil in here so it keeps everything nice and cold. Otherwise, it's not going to be working properly, right? It's awaiting liquid input, so we can't even do that yet. Let's see here. We have a ton of sulfur. Yeah, we're definitely going to need another output like that. Let's go back over here. What's the temperature like on the inside? Oh yeah, see, it's getting nice and toasty inside that. At some point, this polluted water is going to turn into steam, and then you'll see a bit of dirt in here, and that is completely okay, right? Like we can see, like we can have a little bit of dirt in here. I'm okay with that. What is that? Liquid chlorine. Ah, okay. Liquid chlorine, that does not like being cold. No, don't even bother. Because that will help keep the area cold. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's do this. We'll add one tile of sandstone here. That's going to allow a little bit of the heat from here to transfer over here. Okay, what does the temperature look like? This is a little warm right now. That's specifically because of everything in here. I'm thinking at some point we add this area to the cooling loop since they can get inside of the chlorine area. But the only problem that we're going to run into is there's not a lot of space, right, for liquids. Yeah, there's definitely not a lot of space. But all of that liquid is getting through, moving really fast, getting rid of all the germs, all those fun things. Let's clear up some of this spaghetti we have, if we can. Okay, how's this magma going? 4 cycles left. This looks great. What's the temperature in here? Negative 55, okay, as opposed to negative 2.7. So this is getting nice and cold, working really well down here, as opposed to only having 1. And like I said, I suspect once we're cooling off all of this magma with steam in this room is going to get a lot warmer because of the heat. We might change this to 185 instead of 190. That way it deletes the heat. And we can always fine-tune this to work when we want it to, right? We also have this set to turn off if it is above 350. We can change that to 200 if we wanted to. We can change it to 150. That way it gives a chance for all the stuff to cool back down, and then allows for a more efficient use of the heat coming out of the magma on this tile, right? So the magma is going to turn into igneous rock. It's going to transfer all the heat into the window tile, and then the window tile is going to heat up the water and then turn into steam. And then when this gets to 1409.9 degrees Celsius, that's going to turn into debris and not into our solid tile. The auto sweeper is going to grab that, throw it directly onto the conveyor loader, and then the conveyor loader is going to ship out 20 kilograms of debris, which is the igneous rock, at one time. And then that is going to continue to loop around this until it reaches 185 degrees, and a lot of it gets deleted via the steam turbine method. So once that happens, then we look at our shipping, and then this gives a green signal when the temperature is right. Then it goes over and up, and hopefully it goes through this once, maybe twice, and then the debris is cool enough, which is 40 degrees, to go up and out. We could even do this at 50 degrees. And again, a lot of this is going to be fine-tuning it to make sure that all of the magma that we can cool off gets cooled off and moved out of this tile before each eruption. So I think it gives us maybe 14 cycles to do so, and that should be plenty of time to cool off all of the magma that gets dropped into this tile. I know I've explained this and the concept a couple of times now. The main reason I keep doing that is I want people to understand the concept, and if I've explained it incorrectly, then this gives me another chance to provide the correct way of explaining things. We do have enough obsidian to do that. Yeah. We do need a little bit more. Okay, we can even get rid of all these. Those are not necessary anymore. Anyways, so that is the goal. It's to make sure we can cool all of the magma before in between each eruption. And if we do that, my goal has been succeeded. So there's one other thing that I see that I do not like, and that's there's a couple bit of materials in here that we can sweep. I'm going to grab those and get that stuff out of there. Yeah, I know, itchy eyeballs. We don't like itchy eyeballs. Alright, thank you. Try this again. Look at that. Cleaning up the areas, making it look nice. Like we don't need these anymore, don't need that or that one. That's a little excessive, right? Those can be taken care of. Wonderful. Okay, let's go back to the other asteroid, see what's going on. We need to just move this out of here. Okay, and then we are going to start putting regular water in this area, so that way it gets nice and cooled down. .8, 125 degrees. Okay, so they're working for the most part, I think. Yeah, it's not running more than I would like this to be running more, to be honest. So we're gonna give ourselves a little bit more space with the water. And the plumbing bottle emptier. Let's go here. Aku, why not? See if they can find their way to the water. They usually find it no problem. Plop, plop, plop. Rotten fried mushroom. That's not good. Okay, let's copy these settings, put them over here. Good. There we go. Okay, how has this stuff done up here? Okay, we haven't made this yet. We're gonna put that at a higher priority. We are going to make some more material. We are going to need a lot more steel. Let's do 20. There we go. You can never have enough of the refined material. Okay, let's see. What else do we have going on? Okay, we've got this. They've changed a bunch of that to regular tile, so some of this heat is coming back inside, which is what we want. What do these ones eat? I believe it's sulfur. Yeah, they eat sulfur. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to deconstruct this, and we are going to put food for the Sweetle in there. We're also going to change this to a higher priority. Same thing here. We want all this stuff completed. Critter feeder doesn't need anything special. We've got our stress back down, which is good. It was a little high when we were making the Volcano Tamer. Let's look at our... See, all this is cooling off. Nice and cool-like. Okay. We could probably get rid of those. Okay, how long are we at? 2.4 cycles, and then we will make sure that that works. Same thing here. Let's increase the priority. How does it look in here? Oh man, it's nice. We are giving them a nice looking temperate area. And we're running, so we're getting some athletics going here. Okay, looks good. How's the temperature over here on these? Okay, looks pretty good. Yeah, this is so nice and warm for those slicksters. Okay, did they get power? They did. Okay. Higher priority so we can get sulfur in there. We don't want them dying. Because if they die, then they don't provide their buff, and they don't remove the spindly part of the grub, who is suffocating. Algae, huh? Interesting. Okay, well, this is why we provide two things. We've got the suit here, which we're going to put on Hassan. Okay, and then the second part is empty that oxygen. There we go. Now we have plenty of oxygen. That's why we left that in here. Yeah. Okay, so the rocket has found a rich asteroid field. We have a water, ice, polluted oxygen, an oily one. We have solid methane that turns into a couple of things, or one thing. So this is great. Okay. Unknown object detected. How long do we have? We have 12 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could do that. Okay, let's change our location to here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. We'll go here. We should be fine. Okay. This is still going nicely. Negative 78.8. Everything should be cooling off nicely now. Okay, this is really cooling off. Let's look at here. Okay. Yeah, that is so nice and cold. So let's look at the hydrogen instead. Negative 63.4, negative 64. Okay, 2 cycles for that to erupt. Let's get this sandstone if we can. I don't know if they can reach that, but oh, they can. They don't need to do that, but we will anyway. Like I said, we are going to clean up all of this extra stuff that we don't need. Okay, get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. So what's the temperature like in here? Oh, 56.6. Keeping an eye on Hassan here, making sure we're doing okay. Which I think we are. Okay. So right away they're going to go, this water's going to get cleaned before it goes into all this, and then let's go to germs. Yep. So as it keeps going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, it just kind of cleans the germs as it goes through, and hopefully eventually it'll be what we want, which is no germs. We don't like germs. Okay, we've got this going up and over. Haven't made this yet. That's why the priority needs to be set higher. Okay, did we get power down here? We did, which is great. Okay, we've got auto sweepers on the grub plants. We've got polluted dirt. Is that what they drop off? Let's take a peek here. Okay, so it doesn't really say that that's what it does provide. A grub fruit plant that has flourished after being tended by a divergent critter. It would produce high quality grub fruits. Okay, it can be turned into 4,000 grams of sucrose. Electric grill grub fruit, okay. Or a mixed berry pie. Wow, okay. Interesting. You get way more from... What is it? I think you get more when it's tended and it's got the grub fruit plant instead of the spindly. Grub, grub, grub. Fantastic. Okay, then we need sulfur. Okay, we're getting ready to start with more magma so we can watch this work. Negative 66.8. That's good. Okay, let's look at the negative 72.6 and coming out at 65.6. Okay, so we are slowly going up in temperature. Oh, it's so cold that the carbon dioxide and the liquid chlorine are both freezing and condensating because of it. You know, I wonder if you would be able to, like, if you open this up on the inside, what would happen? There's not really an easy way to do that, though. Because you would have to... Yeah, it's not going to work. We're just going to leave those alone. Okay. Looking great. We've got plenty of water. We can see it up here. Water here, 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 here. All these are pretty filled up. How are we doing? Okay, let's look at the star map. We've almost made it to our location, and then we'll go straight back. All right. One thing I did wanted to look at is if we look at our colony summary, not hit the right click button. So these are the different things that we still have to do. We are still study different terrestrial artifacts at the Artifact Analysis Station. Unique terrestrial artifacts studied. 0 out of 10. Okay. Unique space artifacts studied. Okay. So we do need to check out all of those different artifacts. Okay. The Great Escape. Establish colonies on 5 asteroids by building and activating mini-pods. Okay. 2 out of 5. Open the Temporal Tear by finding and activating the Temporal Tear opener. Okay. Send a duplicate on a one-way mission to the furthest star map destination. Okay. And then home sweet home. So everyone would have to be here, and we would need to build the Great Monument, right? So this is where we are at. We also need to tame a gassy moo. That's going to be 2 achievements for 1. We need to reduce the temperature of a building down to 6 Kelvin, which is like negative 250 or 272, something around there. I don't remember off the top of my head, but we don't have the means for that right now. And then we've got everything else, but we are working on Mind the Gap and GMA-OK, right? So we're trying to get mutations in the food. If we go over here, we have a wheezewort that's providing a limited amount of radiation to the plants nearby. And we have other stuff that we are working on at the same time. So this is literally just to try and get a mutation without a lot of effort. Same thing with up here. We haven't planted any of the sleet wheat because we haven't had seeds in a while. So what I'm thinking we do is we go to skills and look at who our farmer is. Is it Quinn? Agriculture is 16. Who's got our agriculture like really, really high? I know Quinn does. Okay, I think it is Quinn. Yeah. So what we're going to do, priorities, farming. Nobody does farming except for Quinn. Yeah, we're just going to make Quinn do all the farming. That way, we have the highest chance of getting seeds. If we look at Quinn right here, we look at his bio. Harvest speed is at 80% increased. Tending speed plus 40%. 53% seed chance. Okay, so if we go to, I believe it was Ada versus 30% seed chance. So we want that higher percentage for each of the different areas, or each of the different types of plants, right? The more seeds we get, the better off we are. So if we look, did we get a seed? Negative, no seed that time. No guys are selected, and we don't want to use, what is it that we use? We use whatever the requirement is. Abyssalite for the cool steam vent, no, for the volcano. Plus 150 degrees Celsius, and it increases the amount of kilograms per second. Wow. Now, I already don't know if that's a good idea, so we're going to not do that one. Okay. We have a natural gas geyser. We have a cool salt slush geyser, which we can increase, but it requires bleach stone. And then the cool slush geyser, we could also increase that. Okay, and it would also increase the amount of water that we produce from that. Okay, interesting. Okay, so let's open this, right? It needs to be above, what does it need to be above? It needs to be above, I want to say 5 degrees. Here, we're going to just do 10 for now and then change it later on because it's super cold, right? So if we look at our temperature, it's about 0.4, 0.1, right? So the temperature here is not that great. We're just going to keep it similar to the other one. Let's do this. Let's put a mesh tile here, and then we're going to throw a bottle emptier, and that'll be perfect. Just what we need. Okay, we don't have... Here, let's do that. Put another sweetle out there. That'll give us some more stuff. Okay, all right. So how's this looking up here? Negative 85 degrees Celsius. This is great, right? So if we look at this, it's at negative 70, negative 80. I mean, we want this to stay as cold. If we look at the barbecue, we want it to be in deep freeze state, which is negative 18 degrees Celsius. We are totally capturing that. You know, it's just a matter of, will this area stay cold enough for the magma when we start ramping up the amount of igneous rock that is cooling off. So again, we've got 0.2 cycles. We'll come back to that in a moment and see how it's running. Hopefully capture that. So 97 seconds. We're just going to take a peek, look around, make sure we're not missing anything. Okay, probably do that. Got plenty of water. 50 seconds. Oh my goodness, it goes by so fast. Oh, wrong pipe. Okay, so that's a little too much. Let's do 100. Ultimately, with this, we want to only send what's extra. We don't want to send more than that. Okay, we're going to erupt. So we're getting some magma now. So let's see how this works. Okay. Alright, so once we get enough magma here, we will have magma all the way from this tile, 10 tiles over. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a second. All right, so I'm going to show you why we do the magma drip and why we do, it's called a blade. If you didn't have it squished into this tiles, it would look a little bit more like this. Okay, look at the amount we have here. So in this tile we have 1,595.2 kilograms. Then we go over one tile, 1,475. Another one, 1237, 1118, 941, 765, 588, 412, 235, and then 58. Okay, so right now we're getting a little bit more, but at some point, what ends up happening is it stops moving over. Okay, even though this is filled up to the brim, it's still not increasing the amount of magma in this tile. And that's because of how viscous this liquid is, right? So, again, this makes it to where we are controlling the amount of magma that we are cooling at any given time by reducing the amount we have to cool. This allows us to really control the heat and control the amount of flow of magma. We don't want all of this in here at once and then try to cool it all at the same time. We just kind of trickle it in and do a little bit at a time, and then it makes it more manageable. So let's sit here for a few, and we're going to increase the speed a little bit. As we look at the temperature, it is going down, right? Pretty quickly, I would say, and that's because the steam turbine is running. We need the heat to transfer a little bit more, right? And that's going to allow, see, it goes up, and then it goes down, and then back up. And that's because the water is still equalizing over and turning into steam and moving in this direction. So it's kind of like looping almost, but it's not getting cold enough inside of this room to turn back into water. So that's why it's kind of got like this angle dripping down over here, because this stuff is getting so hot that it's turning right into steam. So we're almost at 1409, which is when it'll turn into igneous rock, and then we'll see this in motion, which at that point, what my thought is, it's going to send it through the water, and the water is going to evaporate pretty much almost instantly because of the temperature that the igneous rock is going to be, right? The other reason we do the magma drip and the magma blade is by controlling the amount in this tile, we guarantee it's not going to become a solid tile. So look at it, see how all this is starting to almost immediately evaporate into steam because it's cooling off the igneous rock while also heating up enough for the steam turbines to start working. So in a moment, all of this water will be steam, and hopefully all of these different turbines will start working the way we want them to. Okay, so let's look at the temperature, right? So all this is nice and cold. We got negative 70 degrees in this one. We got negative 3.4, right? Okay, I'm gonna pause it so we can look at the shipping. Okay, so it stops here when this loop is in effect, right? So we have right now this rock. If we follow this, I'm gonna go, it's at 584. We're gonna give it a second, go all the way over, and just follow it all the way around, right? You can see that the temperature is going down pretty quickly, and that's because the steam turbines are deleting the heat, right? So we're gonna keep doing that all the way across the board, and we are down almost 200 to 300 degrees just from that one loop, right? So that is what we want to see. We want the temperature to go down really fast, so that way we can take care of all that magma from the eruption, okay? Now, if we look at the temperature again, you can see that it's still kind of doing the same thing. We're going to, you can see some of them are less at 230, 240. That's probably where it started. Okay, so this one was lower than 180, which we set it to 185, right? And that's 179 degrees, so it sent it out. And that's going to cool down up here. If you look at the temperature, you can see how nice and cold that igneous rock got. It's already, you know, closer to 42 degrees. That is going to be sent directly to our storage because of how cold it got. Okay, and then in a moment, we'll see more of it coming from here. Okay, so right here we have 10, 11. Okay, so we have 11.6 tons of igneous rock that are at 1409.8 degrees Celsius. So right now, we are just going to rely on this loop to continually cool off the entire area with the steam turbines, and then it's just going to keep sending all this stuff through the loops consistently for the foreseeable future, hopefully. Right, so in a little bit we will come back. I want to see a lot of this stuff come out and start getting, this is what I wanted to see, right? Okay, I want to pause it here. Let's look at the shipping one more time. All right, we're going in at 175. Here, we'll look at this one. 175 degrees, right? We'll follow this one over. Okay, almost there. All right, we'll stop. So that's 123.4 degrees Celsius from just that one, going from here to here. Right, now let's look at it in this perspective. And it just gets nice and cold as it goes from the hydrogen room directly to the polluted water room, right? And then we're super cooling it again in this area, right? That looks really good. Man, that's mesmerizing if you ask me. But it looks really cool, right? I definitely think that that's a neat way to do things, and hopefully it continues to work throughout the entire process. See, we had 14 cycles in order to cool this off. Before we forget about our duplicate out in space, let's make sure we send them home. All right. So this is good. You know, so like 2 cycles around, and then it sends them out, which is pretty good. All right, let's look at the blueprints here. We'll get some extra copper. Let's take a pause. Let's look at the ethanol. So it's still negative 66 coming in, and then we are at negative 80. Okay, is this one? Here, we're gonna do negative 100 because it goes back and forth, back and forth. Yeah. Starvation. Do you guys not eat, or what are you doing? You should go eat your food. Whew. All right, let's go back up here. And as you can see, we're already down to 10 tons. Before we had like 11, almost 12 tons of igneous rock. So we are moving that. All of these steam turbines are not at full capacity. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, does that mean that we are taking care of the heat in an efficient manner? Is that a good thing? Do we want it to be maxed out, or do we want it to be at the 80-90% that we're seeing here? Let me know in the comments below what you've experienced with this kind of setup. If you have experienced it with a volcano, does not matter if you just experienced steam turbines like this with a steam room. I know some people, they make power bricks where they use all of the different types of machines that generate heat. If we look at our temperature, you can see all of the different things that generate heat, right? And turn that into a steam room. We could totally do that with these at some point, because these generate so much heat that it's probably a good idea. The only issue that we'll see is, yeah, the liquid that comes out of it. So there might be a better way to do the petroleum generators, but I just have them like that for now. Anyways, going back to it, let me know what your thoughts are on this process, on how this looks, if you would make any changes, or if you like the design, if you want to hear more about it, how I came up with it. Again, I piecemealed a few different builds that I have seen, and I kind of stitched them together based upon how they work, and I think so far it's pretty effective. So let me, like I said, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. I would truly appreciate it. Okay, moving on. We're gonna leave that alone for a little while because we can't do anything right now to that. We do need to check on a couple other things. Okay, that's not done yet. Like turning into steam. We need to go check our other asteroid here. Oh, there's water everywhere. That's kind of weird. How's the heat in here? I mean, it's looking okay. Okay, we have plenty of hydrogen, right? Now, my question is, why are we not seeing hydrogen? Oh, that would be why. So go over and down. And now we should see what is it, an AND gate? It is an AND gate. Below, right? It's dormant, so we can just keep sending a ton of this hydrogen, right? And that's going to actually help. If we go over here and we do, it's regular gas pipe, so this is going to help cool off the area because it's at a negative degree temperature. So that's going to be really good, really helpful. What was I thinking of that we needed to do over here? It was the crude, I think. But before we take a look at the crude, let's just make sure everything looks okay and everything is working. I mean, I think it is. Seed analysis. Deeply probing the genes of the spindly grubfruit plant have led to a discovery of a promising new new cultivatable mutation, spindly grubfruit plant easygoing. This plant is mutated with a genetic variant I call easygoing. Variant viable temperature range plus 50%, yield amount minus 25, fertilization usage minus 50, and it doesn't drop seeds. So that should have met the requirement right here. Okay, and again, we did this with minimal amount of changes. That worked out just fine. Okay, let's go back over here and let's remove, let's uproot that, and let's just put, we'll just put one here as well. Okay. That way we are fine and we can try to get sleet wheat with radiation And again, this is to try and have minimal effort for all of the mutations we're trying to do on the different seed variants. Let's see, where are we taking this? Down here. There we go. Much better. Much better. Okay, let's take a look at our volcano again. Okay, we were down to 7 tons, a little under 7 tons. How's this temperature up here? So we're still at negative 60-ish. And all this is, look at that. It's really working the way we want it to. Even though the water is still at 1.5 degrees, again, we wanted to separate the cooling methods. We have one cooling system and the other cooling system both helping keep this cool. That way they can balance each other out, right? And it seems like that was the right move. Especially since all of these are not at full capacity and we are crushing this temperature. I mean, I'm very pleased with this. Super pleased with that. Okay, all right. What else do we have? Let's check our star map. Oh, you know what? This was made. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to do this. We're going to move there. That way we can have the rocket go and land in this location. Right? And start that process of converting them over. Move the next one up and over. Have a gap in between them two. That should really help with the temperature. Right? I can get some of my obsidian back. Yeah, let's get some of that back, please. Because we did use a lot of obsidian up here. Okay. Pulling the water back so that way we stop breaking the pipes. That would be probably beneficial, I would think, yeah. Break that open. All right, we are going to slow it down right there. It is about that time, everyone. We have a working Volcano Tamer for the large or major volcano that everybody warned me about. Thank you for the warning. I'm glad that we were able to come up with a system that is working for the amount of magma that we are going to see. Please let me know your thoughts, your comments, your questions, your suggestions, all of that. They do matter to me. I do appreciate the feedback. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a very wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.